Shift Nation, I am very excited about our guest in studio today for many reasons. Reasons we'll get into later as we talk more, but please, he's about to have a world title fight. He's someone fighting for his dream, someone who literally has to make things happen with his own two hands. Please give it up for, I want to say the champ, Andrei Mikhailovich.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to the show.
It's beautiful, man. This whole setup's really cool, and it's a real honor to be here. Jordan, Brook, hello. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother? I know even where we used to work, we used to get you in sometimes. Obviously, you're from Peach Boxing. I have a personal connection to Peach just because I trained there for a bit for fights that ended up not happening because of the promo, whatever. That's not important. But we got you in studio today because, I mean, in essence, what I feel is you're someone that's continuing to, like, fight for a dream to be the world champ.
Well, 100%, man. My life was fucking crazy. My life's pretty crazy, bro. Like, so it's when I think about my life, and it's hard to because it's my life, and people always ask me about my life. But my life is crazy. I come from like this orphanage in Russia, like abandoned child, and all this jizzy jazz. Now I'm fighting for the top of the earth spot. So the baby from the curb. Now I'm fighting for the top of the earth. So
that's the let's start there. Like to say that. I know when you're so I guess telling your story over and over, it becomes something that's like, yeah, that is my story. But for people listening now, like, that almost sounds unbelievable. Like, so you were born in Russia.
Yeah, I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. So in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, and with that became a lot of disparity, a lot of economic issues, and a lot of like poor people, essentially. So if you think about the poorest, worst place to be brought into, that's pretty much where I'm from.
And what got you to New Zealand? What's your story to get here?
So I was... man, I don't really know too much about my birth parents, so to speak. I know like names, and I know I got 8 siblings that are older than me in Russia. Wow. But I don't know any names or anything. I'm actually child number 10. I'm the 10th child from my birth mum. So me and my twin got put into an orphanage number 12 in St. Petersburg, and it was the first 18 months of your life apparently are the most important for like mental development, and I was in an orphanage for the first 18 months of my life, so. That kind of gives me a little bit of explanation of who I am, I guess, as a person. But my parents couldn't have kids. My mum and dad that adopted me couldn't have kids for whatever reason, so they decided they was going to come to Russia. And what's crazy is I got videos of meeting my parents for the first time. Yeah, honest. And I think my adoption date was, 2 weeks ago. So generally we sit down and like we watch, that video of us meeting each other for the first time.
How old were you?
18 months. I was 18
months when you met
I
them
think
for the first time.
they stayed in Russia for like 3 or 4 weeks. I think it's kind of like we'd like met like 3 or 4 times and spent time together in that, and then they were just like, sweet, you're going to Holland, now you're going to Singapore, now we're going back to New Zealand. And that was that.
Wow. What a rundown. Like, thank you for like being willing to talk about your story, because I feel like people don't really know this about you when they see you.
I had somebody DM me and go, would you mind sharing about my adoption story on like your like stuff? And I said, no, I'm not here to talk about adoptees. I'm here to talk about myself. And it is something that's personal. And to be honest, it's been relatively emotional this training camp, because like you're talking about stuff that is about me and it affects me. And I don't know what my mum's eyes looks like. I don't know who my dad is and stuff like that. And it's tough. And for the longest time, I had a huge void. And then when I had my own kids, it sort of filled my void in that. But it's terrible. I still have like massive issues when it comes to like, what's the word? Abandonment. Abandonment. Yeah. Like, I feel like if I build a trust with someone, I'm like, man, that trust is fleeting. Like, you can just go whenever you want. And I get really like, and I'm very like standoffish. If I don't know you, bro, if I don't fucking know you, then bro, don't talk to me, because I don't want anything to do with you. And until we gain some sort of like I can feel you out a little bit. Yeah, man, you're not gonna get like 2 cents out of me. You're lucky because I know you, and I have a lot of love for you and a lot of respect for you. So
I do. I know I'm taking this interview over a little bit, but Marc and Brook, just to before you guys asked too. Like I had, before I'd met you, I'd only seen you on fight cards, and you have this absolute demeanor and presence about you, and then everyone wants. If you don't like that type of energy, you watch because I want you to lose. Yeah. But every time you get in there, you're so skilled, so violent, and then you'd win. And then I met you at the gym, and it was like, hey brother, what are you up to? And you had this the most genuine energy and like really asking me and really expecting an answer and really like responding. And I was going, who the hell is this guy, man?
Well,
I thought I was going to hate him, but.
Nah, I always view it as like Andrei Mikhailovich that you see on telly is made 150%. So you turn that volume right up till like the fucking 808s are blowing out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you have to, because you don't ever want to. So I was lucky. I'm good looking, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
And when 100%, bro, when I turned pro, like we did not have that sort of stuff in New Zealand. We had a lot of like Pacific Island
quiet,
people fight. Quiet, yeah.
Different way of doing it.
Yeah, 100%. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear pink shorts, have blonde hair, blue eyes, and talk a lot of shit. Let's see what happens. Let's see how horrible this could be. What's the worst that could happen? And to be honest, from my pro debut, I caused like a stir in New Zealand boxing, and you know, I did good. I did it all for a reason. Like, yeah, I could have gone down that route of like, you know, I'm here for my family and my friends. But to be completely honest, bro, I'm the most selfish prick, and I fight because I love it, and I do it because I love it. I'm just good at this shit. If I was good at piano, I'd be a great pianist. If I was good at flying airplanes, I'm sure I'd be a great pilot. But I'm just apparently good at fighting, and I've been doing it my whole life. And I grew up with a twin. So imagine this. You're in a household and there's 2 Russians, right? Not only that, they're brothers. Not only that, they're twins. Could you imagine how many fights I've had in my life, bro? The amount of times the cops came around, because me and Nicola would go through a glass ranch slider, or I've been stabbed in the back by him, or he's giving me a cauliflower ear from blindsiding me. Bro, we've had so many
I've seen
fights.
those guys too.
Yeah, for real, we've had so many fights growing up. So when people ask, like, oh, when did you start boxing, Andre? I'm like, bro, I've been fighting my whole fucking life. Like,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, man.
I've seen you fight a few times, and Jordan was actually the one who introduced me to me. He said, we have to go and watch this guy fight. It was at NSEC. I vividly remember the first time I watched you fight. And you're right, you have this passion, you have this demeanor out there, but you have this like absolute about you as well. This conviction about you. You're 21-0 right now, and obviously you're in this camp at the moment. Everything feels like it's. We were talking about this just before. Like it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows to get to this point as well. But it kind of feels like right now you're in the spot that you need to be, where you are, and everything is set up for you to do what you're supposed to do.
Yes, it is. And I think this world title opportunity came at exactly the right time. I think if this had happened last year, I would have lost. Mainly, there's a lot of reasons I say that, because I think, one, there was a maturity factor that needed to happen. So I had one fight last year, and I ran out of money, essentially, bro. Well, actually, I was broke. Like, where's the dollar at cheap? You know, I was like, fucked. You know, and I got kids in there, bro. So I was like in struggle city hard, bro. But I had to learn a few things about myself, about patience. I needed to learn how to stretch a dollar. I needed to learn how to like stay. So one thing I did last year, even though I only fought once last year, and I fought.
That was that body punch, eh?
No.
Oh, no,
yeah, that
was
was a event finder when I got dropped, where I actually slipped in the first round. And I've never
crazy.
I slipped, bro. Like my friend threw a banana in, and I just like fell over. I was like, this is making it more dramatic, make it like a movie. But I had to learn a lot about myself last year. I actually felt like last year was a huge year of growth, and like personally for me. Like, not so much in the ring, but outside of the ring, I needed to get a bit more mature. I needed to learn a bit more about patience. I needed to learn who I am. And I needed to be, one thing I found out was, for the longest time, I wasn't comfortable being me. And I think last year, I really accepted who I was as Andrei Mikhailovich. I was always like, why don't I feel like this? I should feel like this. I should feel like that. But now, if I feel like happy, it's because I'm happy. If I feel pissed off, it's because I'm pissed off. If I'm sad, it's because I'm sad. Who cares? Like, that's just how I feel at that point in time. It doesn't define me. If I have a bad day, it doesn't define my life. It's just a bad day. So I learned a lot about myself and how strong I was. And I stayed in the gym. I did like, I think it was like 3 fight camps. I did 1 fight camp for my fight, and then I did 2 with Jerome last year, followed him through his fight camp. So I was in the gym all year last year. And then I had a few fights fall over last year for like the number 1 spot in the world, where I was meant to fight this guy for the number 1 spot, and he got injured, and that fight didn't happen. And then I got mandated as number 1 fighter in the world, and now I'm fighting for the world title, which is pretty cool. But I had to go through all this growth to get to here, and I think it was really important.
Yeah, when I find that interesting, and I particularly find it interesting when it comes to athletes that have to do it at the highest level, because just waking up for everyone, I think we all can agree, listening, is super tough. But when you then have to do things in front of people, when then you have to, there's a different accountability when people, when anyone can be critical of your journey. Anyone can say, well, you fell short. And whilst you're trying to do this on the world stage, whilst you're trying to put food on the table, you also have to figure things out for yourself. When we talk about the topic of identity, bro, what's been a helpful, I guess, golden nugget for you in terms of getting you from that point of I wasn't happy to not even about being happy now, but being okay? Like for those listening, because I think a lot of people struggle with that, with self-confidence, with showing up, trying to be who they are.
Yeah, I think first of all, passion's really important. So when I was at school, I got bullied a lot, and I got into lots of fights. I used to get called like failed abortion, walking pimple, ugly, just all this shit. It was pretty difficult, and what it was I had such a low self-image of myself, and I think energy. You can feel it. So if you've ever walked into your parents' house, you can't see anyone, but you just feel something's off, and then you walk into the living room and your mum's crying. Have you ever seen or felt that before?
I know.
You kind of feel there's an energy. So if I have an energy about me, people will feel that. You can tell when someone's full of shit. You can tell when someone's genuine. Like you said, I was genuine, so hopefully I am, because I am genuine. But self-image is important. So when I started boxing, it gave me a sense of identity and passion. And I remember watching Muhammad Ali saying, "I'm the greatest, I am so beautiful." And I just started doing that. I just started imitating him, bro. I just started doing that. And then out of nowhere, I think like maybe a year or two later, people started saying, "Oh, you're actually quite handsome, Andre." And I was like,
Hey, am I?
I am.
I knew
Really?
it.
What do you mean?
I know I've been saying it, but I don't believe it.
No, and then, so I think for real, for me, if you say it enough times and you say it with conviction, you speak it, believe it, achieve it. Speak it, believe it, achieve it, man. So that's sort of my life, man. And when I was down and out, bro, I just remind myself that I'm Andrei Mikhailovich, bro. That's so important, bro. I just look in the mirror, I'm like, I am that man, you know. But one thing I don't do is I think comments kill character, bro. I'm never gonna read comments. I'm never gonna read articles on myself. Even with this podcast, I probably won't watch it back, because I feel like if I do that, I feel like it kills character. And I feel like I'll get too nitty-picky and be like, I could have held this verb longer, or I could have held this pause longer. And that's not what I'm about. I feel like I need to just be in the moment. And, you know, if you live in the past, you're depressed. You live in the future, you're anxious. So why not just be in the present, baby?
Comments kill character. That is so insightful, because it's crazy out here, eh?
I don't know.
The internet.
Bro. You would think I'm pretty vain, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like, whatever. I'm not, bro. I will not read anything on myself. People will like and chirp in my ear, and I'll be like, man, can you just, bro, like I don't need to hear your opinions. I don't need to hear other people's opinions. All that matters to me is how I feel about myself. And if I feel like I'm the king of the jungle, King Kong and Godzilla in one.
But I'll back you up, and I'll say that because I've been to Peach, and there is no kissing ass at that gym. Like there is, it's I've even head coach. You know, I'd only seen him at at events, and you kind of think like, man, he's a pretty rough fella.
He's scary, yeah.
Obviously, he's rough, but the way he trains you guys, like, there's an incredible amount of care. There's an incredible amount of humility. Like that, they've fostered an environment for you too. I think for you to be yourself, because no one's in there saying Andrei's the greatest and no one can ever beat him, like, all the time. You know,
I think there's a lot to be said about Isaac here. Isaac. So for me, growing up, I had a huge issue of authority figures. Like, I didn't care if you were the biggest, ugliest, toughest dude in the room. I did not care. Like, what are you gonna do to me? Like, what are you gonna do to me?
Yeah,
I was like,
that abandon thing. Like, what's worse than that?
Yeah,
right?
I was like, who cares? Like, if you don't like me, fuck, bro. Like, you know, so I didn't care, man. I just didn't care about. When I was at school, didn't care about teachers. When I had a job, didn't care about managers, bro. I just walked to my own beat in that. And I think Isaac was the only person at that point in my life where I was like, first of all, shit scared of him. He was intimidating. The gruff voice, the tats. Yeah, honestly, just his demeanor and his attitude. And I didn't, when I first met him, I had to go up to him to ask him for sparring, and he needed sparring for one of his pros. And I didn't really drop my nuts much, bro. But like, if I was ever to drop my nuts,
you can take a beating, but you're not dropping your nuts.
I was like, but like, you know, I needed that in my life. When I was 19, I was a wild teenager, bro. I was at 19, and I needed that. And bro, like, and even to this day when he calls, I'll pick up straight away, bro. And I needed that. But what Isaac did was he allows me to be me, but he also knows when I've gone too far. He's like my Ip Man, the Bruce Lee, or the Dr. Dre to the Eminem. He's like that man, like that. He lets me be me, lets me be creative, lets me be colorful, lets me be Andre. But if he thinks I'm overstepping the line or not going enough, he'll tell me. And the funny thing with him, bro, if I go into interviews and he can see I'm moody, like, cause I'm moody. Like if trust me, if I'm having a great day, I'm like this, I'm fantastic. But if I'm not in a good mood, you're not gonna get anything. You'll know about it. But Isaac will, like, we did do an interview the other day. And I walked in through the door and he could just see I was just like, man, I'm not in the mood for this. And he said, Andre, when you get in there, smile and be bubbly, bro. And I was like, all right. Hi, everybody.
I've literally seen you having a spray at a press conference and he's on the side going, but you're right. He does let you be you. I have this funny story he told me where he said that you were coming to training when you were studying and you were kind of knocking dudes out at sparring. And then it was like, yeah, you know, like it was hard to tell Andre to take the spray off it, you know, like we're just sparring. And then he reckons he checks your gloves and there was hardly any padding.
Well, everyone has that.
But you're probably going
out of it, bro.
Like, that's excuses, right? You're like, they had padding. I was knocking those dudes out.
Nah, I do remember that actually. First of all, let's clear something up. That was an accident. I would never do that on purpose. I'm all about safety for fighters and sparring. I'm not gonna like.
100%. No, this was like first.
When I was 19,
totally.
I was a wild motherfucker when I was 19. Who gives a shit? It's a fight at the end of the day. But you know, but now, no. I wear I make sure I have real big solid padded gloves. I check my sparring partners' gloves because like I don't want them to cut. It's not necessarily. It's not. I'm worried about getting hurt or hurting them. I just don't want to get cut. Yeah. Or I don't want to get like fucking. Sorry for swearing. I don't want to get my I just don't want to get a cut or anything, especially if you're through except from a fight. And you know, that's all. It's more just safety, and I just don't want to get them injured. I don't want them to hurt their hands. I don't want to hurt my hands. That's all. It's just safety. Definitely. It's important.
Hey Andre, this is the first time I've got to see you in person. I have seen your highlight clips and
your voice is hi Andre.
Sorry,
it's so beautiful.
Close your eyes.
It's actually God on.
Have you read audiobooks before?
No.
Surely,
that's my retirement plan.
Yeah,
I did want to say that. So I've been sitting back and watching this conversation unfold, and for me, I don't know who my parents are either. So I grew up as I was adopted as a 2-year-old. So I just want to share with you a couple of things that I've observed that hit differently with me, because I 100% understand some of the feelings that you've thrown out there. And I don't know if this even makes the interview, but I did want to share this with you because I don't know. I think as people who kind of don't know exactly where they are, you know, where the tree roots sit, we can feel like we float a bit. And for me, I completely 100% relate to the idea of a stranger stepping in. And the difference between you and I in this instance, you say, like, if you don't know me, like, you know, give me my space to get to know you. 100%. I'm on the flip side, bro. So, like, anyone who's a complete stranger to me, I want to get to know them, and then I'm waiting for them to hurt, you know, waiting for them to hurt me. But I related on such a heavy level with yours.
That's where I'm different, is I'm not going to let you hurt me.
Totally.
You are not going to touch me.
Yeah.
And I can empower. I know how to fight. I feel like I can back myself in any situation, but I'm not going to let you get close. I'm like that with like, it's very, very difficult for me to make friends.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro.
And I can understand that.
I have like 2, 3 best friends, and everyone else, man, like, yeah, I'm gonna keep you right there. I got a long reach for a reason, baby.
Yeah, maybe it's because I can't fight that I let them in and then just like burst into tears when they hurt me. But the other thing that I learned too, and something that really hit differently, was getting comfortable with who you are as a person, and the idea that you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm just angry, and I'm allowed to be angry. Now, a lot of people, I guess, who are listening to this and maybe meeting you for the first time as well, it's different when you don't know whether you're allowed to have these emotions, because you don't quite connect to where you are or who you are or where you're from. I think was a big thing that I went through with the learnings of me and getting comfortable with who I am as a person. But it's such a different thing when you can't look over the room and see your mum get angry or your dad get angry and understand them, and then relate that to you on an emotional level or a personal level where you go, well, they got angry at something, so I'm allowed to get angry at something. So hearing how you've dealt with finding who you are, which I know must be such an important part of your business, in a business that, you know, boxing in general doesn't necessarily have the highest trust levels at the best of time. You know what I mean? Like whether or not someone's got your best interests in mind, or whether it's a corrupt referee who's given the wrong, you know, all this kind of stuff. You're in an industry where you definitely need to know who you are. And hearing your, I guess, coming of age and understanding who you are and being comfortable with your emotions just hit really different for me. And I just wanted to share that with you as you're telling your story.
Thanks, man. That's really kind of you.
Sorry.
I just need to take a second. Appreciate that, man.
You're doing awesome, is what I wanted to say as well. So awesome to, and the stuff you were saying just hit differently for me as I was like, yeah, I can completely feel you in all of that. So good on you, man.
We love this.
Shot, bro. Long journey, bro.
100%.
Keep at it. It's constant. It's
Shit,
constant.
where's my shades, bro?
It's the voice too, bro. The voice will get you.
The voice gets you. All right, just here. Hide these tears. All right.
I was so keen to get you in today, not just because of the fight, but because I genuinely don't think people that have seen you on Sky Sport or fight, this is what it is. Understand that the beautiful person you are, bro, and the courage it takes to walk out there, you know, regardless of your story, and still go like, this is who the hell I am. Like this, I'm willing to like do this. And the training, it's so
discipline.
difficult to be a boxer, and I only know that in the smallest minute way, but also to, bro, you are such a beautiful spirit, and all the success that's gonna come your way. I couldn't be happy for you, bro. But
yeah, it's tell you what, man, this camp, bro, has been so emotionally tough because like I think about my life. And I think about where I've come from in that, bro. And I think about all the shit I've been through in my life. Like, I have been called such horrible names in my life. You know? Like, shit. People have been so horrible to me, bro, and said the most shit things to me. Yeah. But I did it, you know? And that's one thing I tell people, you know, I did it. No matter what people said to me, no matter how they treated me, I just believed in myself and I knew I could do it. And irrespective if I win or lose, I believe wholeheartedly I'm gonna win, man. I just know in my soul, but I did it, man. We came from nothing and I got to the top, and it's been a real horrible, hard journey, bro. And the training's hard, bro. Like I have been through hell and back so many times, man. I've been in so many different situations where it's just I felt like nothing was gonna happen, and I've had to show a lot of patience and a lot of trust and shit. But we fucking got there, boys.
Hey,
we're gonna
just
talk about the fight, but we got you, man. We got you, brother.
I love you, man.
is it true that Jordan can
stand and bang?
Can he stand and bang? Has he actually got some form?
Yeah. So crack up. One thing I like to do when new people come. So at Peach Boxing, there's like two different like levels of like classes. So you got the professionals and the high level amateurs. We got.
Yeah,
which Jordan would train with, right?
Ugh.
And then,
but that's not that. I just got two, but
nah, it's cool. But like, and then, so when we were doing this Fight for Life, Jordan was a part of our team and trained alongside us and all that. And one thing I like to do, and DJ Forbes actually trained with us for a little while too. Yes. One thing I like to do is I do the acid test. I want to like see what kind of medal you got. That's I for me it's important because I have a real good sense of character in the ring. I can sense like, okay, this guy's got like ambition. This guy's a coward. I can sense it really quickly. Nah, for real. I'm not being a dick, but like you can just sense it. And even now I can sense character. Just I don't know, something I'm good at. But when I sparred Jordan, so like I'll just repeat what I guess I said. But like margin for error is how I view it. So if I can give myself a lot of room for error and I can make a lot of mistakes, that means the guy I'm in with isn't that good, right? If I'm sparring a Jerome, I can't have any errors.
Margin error.
You know what I mean? So with you, my margin for error was quite low. I had to actually be very like switched on with you because you're smart enough to know distance, smart enough to like hit hard, and you know what positions to be in, and it was good. I was actually really impressed.
Oh man,
my boy, flip that knee.
I do. It is my dream to have like a fight. Like obviously, I'm not trying to fight someone that is actually a boxer. I'm trying to find someone that's a personality.
Ring, brother.
But obviously, the one thing I would go home every day. I would have to. And when I say spar, these guys would let themselves be entertained by some rounds to give me some work. Okay, they were never allowed to like let
the hands loose.
Let the hands loose, and they were so kind, they were so accommodating, except White. But I love that.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah.
But they like I couldn't believe.
Tell you what, if we was at a party and we're drinking and I need someone to fight with me, I'd be like, Jordan, let's roll. I wouldn't think twice. No, I wouldn't think twice.
Same.
I'm not saying I'd ever be in a position like that ever because that's not professional.
We're not doing that. No,
yeah, it's not professional at all. But that's kind of, you know what I mean.
I love that. I appreciate that, bro.
I'm proud of you. That's brave.
Thank you, my guy. Let's talk about the fight.
Let's talk about the fight because like we said before, you're exactly where you need to be, but tell us a little bit about the guy you're actually fighting. Like, what do we need to know about him? Obviously, this is your camp. You're so ready for this, but the dude you're stepping into the ring with, who essentially your dreams are sitting and lying in that ring with him.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about him.
So his name is Janibek, and I can't say his last name. I'm not going to say his last name.
That's respectful. We understand it.
Even on the poster for the fight, I literally said Mikhailovich versus Janibek because I don't even know if anyone how to spell his last name.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful long Kazakh last name. And what I know about him is he's a man with a heart, a brain, and he's got 2 arms, 2 legs, and he's a human. So one thing, I'm gonna say something. This is important. People over sensationalize stuff big time. Alrighty, so it is what it is. So perspective is everything to me. So if I view it like I'm just fighting another dude, he's a good fighter, but I'm also a good fighter. We're fighting in Vegas, but it's just a ring. There's just people there. It's the same stuff, different location. That is it, man. You just got to put perspective on it. Yeah, to some degree, it's a big deal. It's my life and fighting for a world title. But at the end of the day, I'm just fighting a man in a ring, bro. Like, that's what I do. It's what I've been doing for years. It's not like, it's not like I'm fighting King Kong or I'm fighting a gladiator in Rome and like in the big Colosseum. It's just do what I do, bro. So I think he's a good fighter. Southpaw, good, Kazakh amateur boxing pedigree and that. But he's just another guy, man. And I'm also another guy. And we're 2 dudes just fighting for money. And he's probably got kids and a wife. And I got kids and everything. So let's go.
Andre, when you beat this guy,
Yeah.
What then can happen? Like, can you just explain like the type of title you're going for?
Yeah.
I think boxing is so confusing, bro.
Boxing
I feel
is
like there's like
confusing.
20 million different things you've got to think about, different divisions. Could you just explain the type of bout you're fighting for? And then even like in your division in the world, like, there's like million weight classes. Like who, like after you win this fight, who could you potentially fight in like the dream fight? Like what famous fighters in your weight class that you'd be gunning for?
Oh, okay. So like boxing is kind of tough, but it sort of works like this. So you turn pro, amazing. Well done, Andre. You turn pro. That's the first step of being a professional boxer. By the way, anyone in this room can be a professional. You don't have to. There's no criteria to it. You can literally fight pro on Friday night at the ABA, and you could be a 1-0 undefeated professional. Straight up. It's not that hard. But what happens is you fight for a national title, and you fight for kind of like a regional title. So I'd fight in national, then regional. And regional, when I win a regional, so I fight in the Asia Pacific region. That's kind of where we are. So Asia Pacific region, and I won that title. Then that puts you in the top 15 in the world. Now with boxing, there's 4 major belts you can win. And if you win all 4, you're the undisputed champ. So I'm fighting for 2 of the 4, which is the WBO and the IBF. So 2 of the Infinity Stones are going right here.
Holy!
Yeah, so I'm basically I'm going to be trying to defeat Phenos. And I'm going to go like that. And then I got to go find Gamora. She's hot. She's fucking banging, bro.
Only because she's hot, not because I have to fight her.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Yeah, of course.
Cut that shit out. So I got to go so I'm fighting for the WBO and the IBF 4 title. And then when I win that, there's 2 more belts to collect at middleweight, which
and
is...
who has those belts?
Erislande Lara has WBA and Carlos Ademas has the WBC. And yeah, so my plan is this, man. I'm going to win, then I'm going to disappear for 3 weeks and chill out. And then I'll probably fight again in September. Probably by the end of the next year, I'll have 3 of the belts, and then the year after 4 of the belts. And then we'll be looking at potentially going up to super middleweight because my body would have filled out quite a bit, I think, because even now making middleweight, it's not hard, but your metabolism slows at 25 and I'm 26, so it's not like, let's go to Macca's, Dre. It's like, man, I gotta have a chicken Caesar salad at, what's that place at, what's that strip in...
Peter Pit?
No, not Peter Pit.
Old?
No, Lincoln Road, it says that
Nando's?
restaurant. No, this is a restaurant, bro. La Pochetta. You know this?
The Italian one.
Yeah, it goes hard, bro. Have you ever seen me
You get a
on
good
Lincoln Road?
certificate at school, you get to go there, kids.
Yeah, bro, La Pochetta goes hard. But yeah, so I'm fighting for 2 of the titles, which is fantastic. And because it's because he has to fight me because I'm mandated, there is no rematch clause. So I'll fight him and be like, good luck, soldier. See you on the flip. So that's what the plan is.
That is a wicked world title.
Yeah,
There
it's pretty cool, man. It's just my life. It's what I do. It's what I'm good at. So I'm not, it was interesting. At 21 or 22, I could never imagine I'd be a world champion. I was like, damn, I'm just proud to be like a national champion. But now that I'm 26 and I've been given this world title opportunity, I have not felt nervous at all. It's just felt like, this is always meant to happen. Nah, it's really weird, bro.
No,
like,
but we believe you.
Yeah.
It's
The
so
timing is
interesting,
right.
bro.
it was really crazy, bro. I was just like, when I got given it to me, I was excited for like 6 hours. Like, I'm like, I'd had this dream, bro, like a few months ago, and I can't really say what's in the. Isaac knows what's in this dream, but I had this dream, and everything in this dream happened exactly what I thought was gonna happen. It was like I had a fight, then something else happened, and I had another fight, but there's a little bit more to it, and I can't really say a hell of a lot, but everything is like playing exactly out how I thought it was going to play out. So it was almost like a premonition for what was going to happen. Because 2 weeks later, I found out, I was like, Andre, you're going to be fighting in April. You have to fight once within a year to stay current within the IBF. And then you're going to fight for the world title straight after. And I did that. And it's, yeah.
Before I let you go, I just realized. Sorry, you can say too. I just realized there's no consideration that you can lose. I'm just watching you like talk. Like there's.
It's not a thought.
And I struggle with like with fear of failure. But how it pans out for me is, and I spoke about this before, is I don't ever put 100% effort into anything because in my mind I'd rather fall back on, well, I didn't really give it my all.
Nothing.
But I think a lot of people avoid failure all the time.
Yeah.
But is it for you? Where does your confidence come from? The work? Like, what's a gem you can give up for those of us who struggle with it?
That's a good question. I think we are 100% the work I put in, but also I am, and like I said, if you've come from nothing, absolute nothing, like the worst place in the world a child could be from, and you do this, right, and do what I do, it's just like, fuck it. Like, anything's possible, you know what I mean? So I think for me personally, bro, is one, yeah, I work extremely hard. Like, I work to a point where, like, I get sick, man. Like, physically, like, I get the sniffles. Like, hear that? That's the sniffles, man. I'm tired, man. I'm hungry. But it's the work. It's positive affirmations, like, daily. It sounds like, oh, my God, a white girl just said that. But, nah, it's for real, bro. You got to have them affirmations on point 24/7. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I just think you got to have undoubted faith and belief, man. And you say, like, the thought of losing hasn't crossed my mind. Yeah, it's like all things. So I feel like thoughts like this, it comes in through here, right? It stays right here. If you want to, you can like open up that tree of thoughts, or you can just let the fucking thought just go right through you. So what I do, if it's a negative thought, it comes in and sits with me, I'll be like, that's a negative thought. I'm not gonna think about that. Let you go. But you gotta learn, like, well, like if I say think about an elephant, right? You're gonna think about an elephant, right? If I say think about a car, you'll think about a car. You know, so when I say think about a car, you might be thinking about a red car, you might be thinking about a yellow car. There's different ways of like interpreting what I just said.
I was thinking about Rico. How'd you do that?
Yeah. Bro, you got 11 fingers. I got a magic trick to show you afterwards. Nah, for real, honest.
I call it a finger too.
Gee, I just call that a trunk. Gee.
No,
Anyway, but nah, it's just you just gotta let the negative thoughts like flow through you. You can't like sit on shit for too long, man. Like, I just say as positive as possible. And like I said, you live in the future, you're anxious. You live in the past, you're depressed. Stay present and stay right here. And that's how I feel. I just try and stay right centered in my life.
Love that.
And I hear that conviction when you talk. Like, I believe you when you say that. I just want to know the feeling when you're in the ring. Because maybe just this is what I think it might be like for you. And I imagine you probably go crazy when you don't have fights, like when there's a big gap in between. Because I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but where your safest place, where you feel the safest, where you're supposed to be, is when you're fighting in that ring. How does it feel when you're in there?
That's an interesting question. So I would have had over 21 fights. And every fight's different. But okay, so how it really works is this. It's not like, Jordan, you're fighting tomorrow, good luck, get ready. All right? And you know, it's not like, oh my God. So it's almost like when I had my first son, right? My partner said she was pregnant. It's not like the baby's just going to appear
Tomorrow, yeah.
right there. Oh my God, I can't handle this. I had 9 months to prep for it. Okay, so generally I get like 12 to 10 weeks. That's ideal. 8 weeks, pushing it.
But we'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work, baby. Yeah, it depends how much you're paying me. 12 weeks, right? Okay, cool. 12 weeks, cool. Over those 12 weeks, you're training, you're getting fitter. It's like you're climbing up that mountain. You're getting more confident, you know? You're getting more confident, you're getting braver, you're getting stronger, you're getting fitter, getting smarter, getting leaner, getting more ripped, feeling good, looking good, feeling strong. And you're getting, you know what I mean? So by the time the weigh-in comes, like, you're good, you're cool, you're calm. And then when you get to that dressing room, that switch happens and you're like starting to warm up. You can feel all your muscles starting to like get ready. You can feel your hands get wrapped. You feel the gloves go on. You feel the boots and socks go on. You look in the mirror. You see that snarl. You have that ruthlessness, you know? And then the...
I'm right there. Keep going, bro.
And then you hear it. And they're like, it's time to walk out. You're like, oh, shit.
Bro, what did
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And
then you walk out and then the dragon appears, bro. And that's when I have the most... If you are ever to be the most meanest, nastiest, ruthless prick that's ever lived, that's me right then. Honestly, I'm willing to kill, willing to die. I have done all the prep work. You're going to have to kill me. And when I get into that ring and I look at him and I'm watching him and I see him move, I see him talk to his trainer and I'm watching him and I look at the crowd and you can't even see the crowd. It's like black and you're just watching. You're just going, bro. Well, I think the mic just cut out. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, shit. There we go. And then they're like, and in the red corner, blah, 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 Andrei Mikhailovich. And you're like, yeah, this is me. And then you're also in the back of your mind, I was like, how many people are cheering? Kind of like balancing it out. There's a few boos, few cheers. All right, cool. And then I give them the most deadliest fucking stare of my life, bro. Like, I know how to stare at cunts. I can just look at them and, like, eat their soul, bro, and look dead into their eye and not look away. And I just can kill them like that. Kill them with passion, baby.
I just looked away.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for real. And then I can just keep staring, and they're doing the instructions, and I'm just looking at you right now, and you ain't gonna beat me, motherfucker. And then I go back to the corner, I'm on. And then it's like a hyper reality, bro. Honest, in the ring.
I was right there that whole journey, bro. I was right there that whole journey.
Yeah.
The eyes don't lie. You're so right. And I like I said, Jordan made me come and watch your very first fight. And your eyes, they do not lie. When you're walking out, when you're in that ring, you can see it. You believe
I changed.
it.
Like, there's like a, I feels like there's like a different, cause I've watched myself fight back a few times. And it's like, there's a different person in that ring when I'm fighting. That's not me, bro. I watch me and I'm like, I don't know who the hell that dude is. But that, like, man, it's almost like, just feels like it's my spirit, bro. Like, I just have like this hate in my heart and this pain. And I'm just punching so hard. People go like, why do you hit so hard? Bro, I'm adopted. Are you adopted? You know what I mean?
I got to get out.
I'm not even joking, bro. You know, I'm not, straight up.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, so, and then you fight, and then it's like this huge hyper reality. You can't even, when you're in the ring, bro, like, you are so alert. Like, something could happen over there, and your eye will twitch, and you'll see what's happening. You'll see his, you'll almost see his glove, like, twitch like that, and you can see it. You'll faint, you'll see it. You just see everything is so
Is everything slow?
Wild in.
When I hit someone with a good shot, it's like, and you're like, whoa. And
It
then
actually slows down for you,
Yeah.
like, as you get them.
when you hit them, when I've hit them with a good shot, it's like everything goes, and you're like, oh, he's fucking hurt. And you're like,
and then it's quick again.
yeah, man. And then, but it's hard because so when I've won fights, I haven't lost as a pro, like, you know, thank the Lord on that. But when you win, it's hard because then they shove a microphone in your face and you got this huge adrenaline high.
Yeah.
And you're like, but so we talk about all of this, right? And then this is what people don't understand. I don't know if in terms of any performers out there, you with performance in that, maybe you guys will understand this, but you have a huge come down, bro.
Oh, totally, bro.
Oh my Lord. I call it I'm the like bro. So I'm like the coolest thing that's ever lived for like 48, 72 hours, right? I am the G-man. I'm so cool, bro. Nothing can touch me. I can eat whatever. I can do whatever. Like, I'm invincible. And then it feels like on the third day, it's just like everyone forgets.
Yeah.
And that is like weird, bro. It's so weird. Like, my phone's blowing up, like, ba-ting, ba-ting. Like, it's like, yeah. So, you know, you think.
Got you. See that knockout me?
Yeah,
You're him.
Yeah, and then just like, it's just nothing, bro. And then you got to go home and it's like, oh yeah, Andre, by the way, you got to go be a father now. You got to make sure that everything's good. You know, you got to be this normal person again. And it's just like, bro, I've just been in a fight. Like, it's my dad. I tell my dad about something, but it's so hard to when you've gone through this huge like 10-week and you got to the summit and you fight and it's just like this free fall back to earth and you hit earth and you're just like, who am I again? Like, what do I do when I'm not training? Like, and that's actually difficult. And my issue is for me, like, I don't drink or smoke, say, too much. But if I was to drink or smoke, it'd be right after a fight. And that's when I can become fucking vile, bro. And I have to be so careful I don't get on that slippery path because, man, just that spiral-on effect of like,
You had so much sacrifice, hey?
I will not go home for days, bro. I'll just be fucking like a venom child, bro. So it's really important, bro, that I don't do anything like silly after this fight. But I've already kind of got it. I got like escape plan. I know what I'm gonna do as soon as I get home. Hang in Auckland for like a day or two, but then I'm gonna disappear. So an unknown location in the Pacific. So I just turn off my phone for a bit. That's probably my plan. Or I've got a farm down the line and I can't say it. Yeah.
Mato, Marc, Brook, our homework is after Andre wins this world title fight, on the third day, we're going to send him more messages of support, check in, give him a FaceTime. The insight to that, though, is really
that's
really
true,
cool.
but like, you know, in my it's difficult because we're family and friends. Like inadvertently, they put you on a pedestal for a few weeks, and that's cool. Like even leading up to this fight, they're gonna like make you, you know, oh, you're the man. You got this fight. You got this train. You know. And I have a rule with my family and my friends, my close friends, like in my mum and dad's house, and even in my house, there is no boxing imagery. There's no boxing gloves. My belts are hidden behind the couch at my parents' place. My fight robe and fight shorts are in a closet in one of the rooms. You wouldn't think I'm a boxer because like that's the one thing we don't talk about at home. Because you're gonna remember like this is what you do for work, right? Imagine you go home and anyone ever wants to talk to you.
There's a podcast mic in the kitchen.
Yeah,
you don't want me to talk today?
You guys don't have that? I actually have one in the kitchen.
That's weird. It's just tough, bro. So, you know, it's all good. You learn to deal with it, I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
What an amazing insight, eh? Like
beautiful soul too, bro.
The insight behind, I guess, some of those boxers too who, you know, do hold belts and they get that. You know how you were saying the drop-off happens 3 days later. Imagine like the drop-off never happening because people are, you know, constantly gassing up for your next fight because it's a title fight. Like you're probably going to enter into that arena where you won't get to escape. Like this is what it feels like to me. Like as your story progresses and you will have that obviously emotional come down of not fighting anymore, not necessarily knowing when your next fight date is, but the people around you will change. Do you know what I mean? And not saying that they'll be as close as the ones who are with you now, but all those people will gassing you up and gassing you up and gassing you up. And it'd be so hard to have that come down, which I reckon is important.
Well, I also know, okay, I just want to touch on a few things. I'm also an engineer by trade. Okay, I just want to put that out there.
He is.
No, I am. Yeah. And I run half a gym in Seattle too. What else? I got my kids and that. I got a yacht that I'm doing up at home. I got a car I'm doing up at home. I built a tank for my kids and all this kind of stuff. But so one thing I've learned to do when I get bored now is instead of like looking to like go out and drink and party and go down the wrong like routes and that, which I don't do a hell of a lot anyway, but it's an easy way to get out. It's an easy way to have fun. But now I've learned. So one thing I did actually, which at the time I didn't know if it was a good idea, but I got a new house up in at the back of Swanson, like around Scenic Drive. It's actually on Scenic Drive.
What number? Nah. Can I come?
Yeah, anytime. Coffee, anytime. Please.
No,
But it's so far away, bro. Even it's like 20 minutes to Henderson. So 20 minutes to Henderson. Imagine driving here
in 20 minutes you get to Henderson.
I was like, no way, I gotta leave an hour early. But it was all good because I got my mocker at BP and I filled up and put on some music. It was sweet. But so what this taught me to do is it's taught me how to be all good with just me. Because why I used to always need my boys with me. I always need to feel like I'm the man with my mates and that. But now my friends don't want to see me because I'm so far away. So I'm like, okay, all good. I'm gonna have to figure this one out. So now I just do stuff around the house. Honest, I just do stuff around the house now.
You play Gat? You picked that up as soon as we walked in here?
Yeah, I love guitar. I love music. But I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to scroll on my phone all day because that's just not good.
Cool.
Even though I got YouTube Premium, which I suggest to everybody.
Yeah, no ads. I feel you, bro.
Honestly,
It's
do you
the
got
greatest.
it?
It's the
I
greatest.
don't, bro. It's the bane of my existence.
Bro,
I'd rather have that than
YouTube-
Netflix.
No.
I'm with you, bro.
Shout out to ASB, but I'm so sick of that ad.
I'm with you,
For real, honestly, YouTube
How
is just.
disgusting is it when you go to someone's house and the ads play when you try to play a song? I want to punch them in the face.
I just look at them, man. I just give them this awkward side eye. I'm
Poor?
just
Nah.
like, yeah, straight up, bro. People around me have the ads, bro. I'm just like, man, that sucks to be you, bro. I just watch so many documentaries in there. It's like I just like that stuff. But anyways, so I don't want to go on YouTube too much. I don't want to go on Spotify. I did the dumb thing of selling my PlayStation 5 for a gaming PC, which I'm not a computer nut. So like for me, that was like a mistake. I don't know what the hell Steam is.
We've been talking about trying to get off the PC, but maybe we just chill.
What the hell is Discord? People talking to me about Discord and all this shit. Twitch. Bro, I ain't about that life. I just want the PSN and you plug your headphones in and you're good to go. Party chat. You know what I mean? So like, I played myself. I funded my PC by selling my PS5. You know, I needed the equity, so I got the equity, and now, oh, shit.
Hey, before you go, bro, I just want to quickly ask you about the pros, because a lot of us, like, whether you follow boxing intently or not, we know the big names.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Garcia Devin Haney fight? Is there enough evidence to say that Garcia is a cheat, or is boxing corrupt?
Ooh, man, that's a good question. First of all, let's just give Ryan Garcia a round of applause for how he played that shit off. Because that was wild,
Masterclass, bro.
That was wild, bro. And I think he won fair and square. I don't know what Austrian is, man. I've never heard of that stuff before. And I don't know how much he had in his blood and what the implications of him having. I don't know. So for me personally, like, for it to be ruled a no contest, I don't know. I don't know what the laws are around that drug. I don't take drugs at all. Even though I'm Russian, and evidence points towards.
Okay, that's good. So, and who is the pound for pound best boxer in the world?
Crawford.
As a Crawford, eh?
Yep.
Who would be your next?
Ooh, next probably Usyk.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Usyk, what he's done with Joshua and Fury, and I respect that. Incredible. I think that's amazing. I think so. Yeah, probably Usyk, and following him, you would have to put probably Inoue up there. Inoue's pretty damn good.
That's the Japanese fight?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. And then Tank. I never really used to rate Tank, but
how are you finding Tank there?
Because I'm starting to turn on Tank now. I think he's actually how he can give around 4 or 5 rounds just to land one shot. That you're playing dice. And
how difficult is that as a fighter? Like when you watch that?
Well, okay.
Just his fighting style.
I feel like you got 12 rounds. So for me as a fighter to give away 3 or 4 rounds isn't the end of the world because I still got 8 rounds left. But I think was risky because what if, so I may give it, like, I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but say I'm in a 12 rounder and the first 3 rounds have gone my way. Then I probably have an adjustment period of 2 rounds. That means I need to win the next 7 rounds. So that's tough. You kind of want to be on the 8 ball straight away within the first 1 or 2 rounds. If you give away the first round because you're trying to set distance and timing, that's all right. But by round 2 or 3, the fight should have kind of bedded into where you need it to be, and if you need to make a change, you should be starting to make that change pretty quickly.
The insight's amazing.
Yeah. Does Tank beat Lomachenko?
I think Lomachenko is long on the tooth, and I think Loma's pretty quick too still, and he handled Kambosos like nothing. So
does he beat Haney?
Does
Tank beat Haney?
Yeah. But if Garcia beat Haney, I think Tank beats Haney.
This is the question though. Does Tank beat Shakur Stevenson?
Yes, because of size.
The breakdown.
Hey, I think Shakur is great. I think he's an amazing fighter, boring as hell. But like, okay, you got to understand some boxers are like jazz. If you don't listen to jazz, you don't understand.
Hey, that's a bar.
That was David Light was like that. If you watched him, he just looked like a basic boxer. But when you really watched him and you really understood what was happening, he was jazz.
I get that because there was a team back in the day from basketball. They were called the Spurs, and they were the most boring team. But they played like it was essentially jazz when you knew the game of basketball. It was essentially that. Before you go, to you, there's a difference between GOAT and favorite. Who's your favorite boxer of all time?
Who's my personal favorite boxer of all time? Probably Muhammad Ali. And I don't think he's the GOAT, by the way. I think he's an amazing fighter, and I think he's probably the GOAT in terms of what he did outside of the ring and how
he was good on the mic.
And he stood up for himself against the Vietnam War, and like he has this famous line, which but I think what he did historically and is, to be the person of the 20th century, that's a pretty big deal. So Ali is the GOAT in that respect. I think, in terms of like greatest heavyweight of all time, in terms of ability wise, I have to go with Lennox Lewis.
Yeah,
really?
Yep, 100%. I think Lennox Lewis starches any heavyweight in any era. I don't care if it's a prime Tyson, a prime Usyk, a prime Fury.
Well, he did too.
Yeah. I just think Usyk is the best heavyweight. I think he beats. I think Usyk is the one, but I think in terms of like probably best fighter that's ever lived, man, people say Floyd Mayweather, and I'm gonna have to say like a young Floyd Mayweather, not
against Zab Judah and that.
A young pretty boy Floyd is the most talented fighter I have ever seen. And you know who else I think is very similar to that when I watched him spar, and I'm very close with this person, is Jerome. And I can hand on heart say I think Jerome's way more talented than me. Hand on heart, I'm not embarrassed to say that because I feel like he's got. His ability and his timing is just like second to none. And when Jerome's on, it's just beautiful. You got to look at Jerome like a James Toney or a Roy Jones. There's no two ways about it. I also think Roy Jones is
Andy.
very talented. But Roy Jones is an anomaly because like how he fought was so unorthodox and so wrong and so right in so many reasons. You have to have God-given talent, but when his God-given talent started to slip and he lost his timing, that's when he fell off. Now, the other thing also is that's why you got to respect Mayweather, because Mayweather was 38, 37. His reflex was slowing and that, but he's still able to defend at a high level. So you got to kind of, I probably have to put Mayweather right up there.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have to.
That.
And I'm not even a Mayweather fan. I actually think what he's doing right now, I don't really like him too much as a.
But we're only
person.
talking boxing.
But as
And
boxer,
the ring.
I
Yeah.
think he's amazing, and I'd have a lot of respect for him.
100%. Well,
Bro, it's been
brother,
one of my favorite chats we've had, bro, without a doubt.
ever. Eh?
Oh, without a doubt. We don't sit here for 51 minutes, well, most people would
Oh, for real?
have
Has it
these
been
long
50?
chats, bro.
Man, it's crazy how time is so. What's the word?
What's
Time
it?
is relative. Yeah.
Man-made construct. No,
No, what kind of? Because like, bro, I just felt like 20 minutes. Like, boom.
100%.
It's funny, yeah, how like you're in a board area and has lecture, and it's like 2 hours is 10 minutes.
But just obviously, it's all the best for your upcoming fight, and we look forward to you winning. But also, thank you for giving some of yourself in this interview and letting us and the shifters get to know your story and who you are, bro. You the champ.
So good. Thank you. Thank you guys. Love you guys.